Hello, I'm FTX and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And today I want to show you a seed that isn't just worth checking out because it's interesting, but is literally broken in a way that I find fascinating because there is a way to access the void in Minecraft survival. No cheats, no hacks, no creative required. Just loading up this seed will give you access to the Minecraft void, the area underneath the world. And the craziest bit about it is it isn't just this one crazy, pretty much broken thing. It's the fact that to get there, you go through a floating igloo in a ravine, and it's the fact that we have a pretty interesting spawn to boot with all of that stuff. So today I'm going to be showing you around the seed and letting you know exactly how you do this because it's one of the craziest, most broken, and probably needs looking at kind of seeds I've seen in quite some time. So yeah, diving straight into it, the seed's going to be on screen right now, and if you type that into any version of Minecraft that just says Minecraft at the top, then you'll spawn in and it will look something just a little bit like this. You're going to spawn in the jungle and you can climb these trees, or you might spawn on top of them, but either way you want to get down because there's three great things about this spawn you're going to want to do immediately. The first one is like jungle trees everywhere, which is really great because you get access to both a really nice type of wood that is, you know, mostly rare because jungles are quite a rare biome, and then you also have access to the nice green ground below them. But then also, as well as that, you have this really cool, jungle pool in front of you. These aren't too rare in jungles, but the fact that we have a huge one kind of is because it means that if you want to get access to clay in Minecraft, usually you have to go looking around either oceans or rivers and just kind of hoping you find a decent amount of clay. And given that you need clay for a whole bunch of things, hardened clay, as well as of course the bricks, etc. If you want to make a brick house, this seed is great because instead of having to look around a whole bunch and getting water potions or a turtle helmet, instead it's all found right here at the surface. So you can dig with full, no slow downs because you're not in the water, you're kind of like on top of the water. But yeah, you can dig all of this clay, you can get your 4 clay bits of thing, and you can use that to get a whole bunch of bricks because it's not just 1 patch of clay, 2 patches of clay, 3 patches of clay. It's so many patches of clay found around here, and they're all accessible from this base layer 1, which means you can basically make yourself a brick house if you want to, a small brick house admittedly, but without ever having to do that awkward, going underwater like this. And if you don't know, mining blocks under here is way slower because it's just awful. So yeah, if you don't want to deal with that, if you don't like the whole issue, then what you can just do is you can come right here and you can mine all of the clay, and just watch out for the drowns which might come get you because there is a river found right next to here. I find this river interesting because if you look at it, you can see how, because we have this kind of flat, water next to it, you can see how it looks more like a ravine than a river. Again, I love the way these things come together. It's a fascinating biome combination, but not quite as fascinating as the thing we're going to find just over here. Because if we jump out of this, ocean, just like this, make a little tower, and then we go flying just a little bit to the south. So this is the tree we spawned on, if you do recall. This one right here is where we spawned, at a roughly 0, 0, almost perfectly the origin, which is, very rare in Bedrock. But then if we go a little bit to the southeast, again, we're talking literally, looking at the coordinates, you can see how it's only about 100 blocks. You can find yourself your first jungle temple very, very fast from spawn. So it's literally right here, just to the southeast of spawn. If you want to see it on a map, it looks something like this. But you can see how there's a jungle temple here, and the great thing about the jungle temple is it doesn't just have access to one chest, it has access to 2 separate chests. So yeah, you can come right in here, you can take advantage of the stuff, which in my case includes 3 gold ingots as well, or 4 gold ingots, a diamond, a piece of bamboo, which you still need in Minecraft 1.9 right now, and then there's 4 bones alongside that, plus 5 rotten flesh. So, I mean, not that you're going to need those rotten flesh or the bones, but still, nice stuff to get alongside there. And then there's a second chest. If you want to access the secret second chest, all you have to do is make the levers look like this. Again, literally just, put this one down. And then what it will actually do is both of these other levers will basically activate this, thing over here. And once you get inside here, you get yourself another chest, which in my case is the worst chest in the world, with just 2 bamboo and a gold horse armor. But it is random each time. Also, if you want the pistons, you can get those quite easily in here. But yeah, long story short, there is a secret second chest. And although I've covered it a few times, just in case you don't know how to do that, now you do. And let's jump out of here so we can show you the rest of this amazing seed. Because this seed also has more jungle temples. There's one found just to the west here, because you'll notice if we look at the map and, we look at just how much jungle there is in front of us, you'll see just how much of a jungle you spawn into, which can sound like a bit of a problem, like, oh, what if you don't like jungle? But the truth is, you can get out there easily by going north or south. Again, it only takes a couple 100 blocks north, but if you want a huge jungle, if you want to burn it down and make a huge house with beautiful green grass, or you just like the jungle and seeing all the stuff and seeing the jungle temples, seeing all of this stuff inside, then then this is a great place for you. Side note, by the way, again, second jungle temple here, so if you want a jungle temple, there's one there. There's also a third one found if you go a little bit further on, but I'm sure the point you're getting from all of this is lots and lots of jungle temples, lots and lots of jungle with which to find them, and that's pretty great. But it gets even better than that, or at least in my opinion it does, because if you like the rare mega taiga biome, and I've learned from the comment section, a lot of you really like this biome. I mean, it has big, thick trees. It's again, it's an opportunity to get spruce, which I really like as a block. Well, you can find a huge mega taiga biome at the edge of the jungle. So if you like big biomes, this seed has really got you covered. You know, I like big biomes and I cannot lie, I guess. But yeah, if you are in that situation, then what you're going to find is a huge mega taiga biome with more taiga than you're ever going to be able to use, or at least in any reasonable situation. And yeah, that might be your perfect thing. For a lot of people, it is, but just in case it's not, you're like, wait a minute, Soycat, what about that amazing glitched opportunity? Well, we're going to need to go a few thousand blocks away from spawn to get that one, so just keep heading in this direction. You can fly there eventually, or you can head there on foot if you want to, or you can even catch a boat, because there's rivers most of the way. But what you want to do is just go this way for a fair few thousand blocks, and once you've reached roughly these coordinates, you'll find yourself a nice little ice river with a very angry polar bear apparently, and you'll also find next to that river a ravine just over here. So this ravine, you know, usually just be like, oh yeah, there's a ravine in an ice biome. It's pretty cool that there's lava found in a otherwise very cold place, right? I think that's fascinating, but if you look a little bit further through this ravine, you'll find something really, really, really strange. So in the same theme of finding fossils in ravines, which has happened recently, it seems as though fossils are, you know, maybe broken, maybe designed to also you spawn in other certain places, like this igloo just over here. So there is an igloo floating above a pit of lava. We're gonna hop into creative just to show you how absurd this is, but again, remember this can be done purely in survival. Like, I mean, I don't know how the game assumed this was the correct place for it to spawn. I think it was meant to spawn up there, then got stuck down here because of the weird curvature of the ravine, but either way, what did end up happening is there is an igloo floating in a ravine. Can you can you imagine the absurdity of like you know, an actual igloo person, I guess an Eskimo, whatever you want to call them, the native peoples of the cold lands of the world, making a place here? It's absurd to imagine, but somehow it has happened. And it's not just that we have an igloo, because as you all might know, there's around a 50% chance of finding an igloo that not only, you know, like exists and has the structure itself, with the blue ice, with the bed, with the furnace, etc., but there's a 50% chance that you'll find a little passageway beneath it. And in this case, you'll see how if you remove the carpet right here, you'd actually find yourself access to one of these big things. So if you're curious what the stone brick outside here is, it's not a stronghold, it's one of the other rare places you can find stone brick, which is an igloo thing. Except because this igloo generated so low, much lower than any igloo is meant to generate, well, what ends up happening is you can climb down the ladder all you like, but because the staircase is meant to go down further than there is space left in the world, this happens. That's right, you fall out of the world. There is a real way to fall out of the world in survival, legitimate Minecraft, and that is absurd to me. And it's not just absurd because it's like, oh yeah, so you got this one way out, but you have to take a ladder or whatever. But because, again, in survival, you otherwise cannot break bedrock, which means the entirety of this area is inaccessible. Well, that's not true over here, right? So all you have to do if you want to, you know, turn this into something a bit more exciting, is all you have to do is remove this ladder right here, which we can do, again, purely in survival if you want to, and now you've got yourself a pit which can go all the way down to bedrock. You can, all the way out of bedrock, which means you can trick people, trap people into a place where they don't just die, they die and lose all of their stuff because it's just fallen out of the world. That is absurd, that is crazy. So now that we've removed our ladder from this thing, we now have a way to just fall right out of the world. You can maybe use it to trick people, do stuff like that, or you can use it as a way to fly under the world. Again, very temporarily because you take damage the moment you go down there in survival, but if you really want to, and again, you shouldn't really want to, but just in case that is you, what you can actually do is you can fly around the outside here, and yeah, you can just basically stay around for a few seconds until the void kills you, and you get the cool fell out of the world message, which is impossible to do in the overworld otherwise, in legitimate survival, but you can do it in this particular world, and I find that to be cool, crazy, and actually pretty absurd all at the same time. So yeah, there is a legitimate way out of the world in Minecraft, and it happens because of this seed. I really can't stress enough just how cool of a feature I think this is, and to give you another good example of that one, if we remove our trapdoor as well and we just place our water, you can see the way that, you know, most physics will break when you get down to this point, because water, despite the fact that it's fluid and it keeps on going, it only keeps on going as long as there is a world for it to fly into, which means that, yeah, when you hop out into creative real quick, you're going to see how just down here, there is no more water. The water just stops suddenly at this last point. You're not meant to be able to get past Bedrock, which means there's this confusing place where you can see there is water with no real way for it to go. Also, you can do weird physics glitching around the side of this, like, wait, so why is it not flowing there? Because it's still flowing downwards. So again, there are some ways to use this for fun survival projects. There are so many things you can play around with this in, and yeah, I just think it's kind of cool that something that really shouldn't be available in survival is miraculously available in survival. And maybe you like this one too. I would assume so, based on the fact that you clicked this video and you checked it out to this point. But just in case you're like, okay, that's cool, that's a survival thing, but if I come all the way over here, what is there in it for me? And the answer is not just a floating igloo in a ravine, which is clearly the standout feature of this seed. That's why it's probably in any given thumbnail, right? But also, it's the fact that just around here, you can see how the biomes have an interesting kind of bedrockization to them. So in Bedrock, biomes sometimes like flow through each other. That's something I don't truly understand, and I don't think most people ever do, but you can see how like there's an ice biome right here, and then there's a beach, but the beach surrounds the ice biome all entirely here. So it's clearly meant to go from here across there to there, but then the ocean gets in the way, then the beach gets in the way, and it creates this really weird thing where we have ourselves a, again, it's a snowy taiga biome, but it's a snowy taiga biome that consists of about 20 separate blocks. So randomly in the middle of the, the beach, there is this sort of stuff here, and the cool thing about this, the way this is potentially usable, is the fact that it won't rain on those slots, because obviously it's not a rainy place, it's a snowy place. If we real quick turn on the rain, you can see how it's raining over here, and it's raining over everywhere because obviously we're in a beach right now. But if we go a little bit closer to that, you're gonna see how it's snowing only over there though. This little patch of, like area gets some snow on it, and it's super strange because when you're standing there, it's raining here regardless, because again, Minecraft rain is a weird thing, but then it's snowing over there in the ocean, and it's snowing over every direction around you. You can see how it's snowing in the background, but not over here. Then if we get closer to it, the snow disappears, and then it reappears, then it disappears again. There's just a lot of like unanswered questions about what is going on here. Why is there snow around me in this spot, but then you can see the rain as well? And yeah, if you like little weird glitchy things for survival, this is also something you might like. Also, in a similar vein, there's a huge ice plains over here, so if you want to set up a house somewhere near the big trap, this might be the place for you. Again, it's got the cool kind of biome blend thing where it's like, so there's, for some reason, like a plains biome that's blending into a swamp, blending into a ice plains biome, into a beach, into, it gives you a nice combination mixture, which might be your thing. I'm going to assume it's your thing, based on the fact, actually, I'm going to base that on nothing. I'm just going to assume, you like biome blends, that's your thing. I've decided for you today. But no, more seriously, if you look around the rest of this, but more seriously, you can also see some surface lava here in the Ice Plains biome, which is especially handy for trying to get to the Nether and therefore the End, which is something you might want to do if you want to fly elytras outside the world on an absurd scale. Again, there's lots of things around here that will help you in your house quest. Also, there's this teardrop-shaped ravine over here that when I first found it, I was like, so where's the rest of it? And I think the answer is meant to be underwater, but yeah, it's not over there. Is this the rest of the ravine, like kind of curving off the side here? Maybe, sort of, question mark? But yeah, you can get an underwater ravine here as well, which is kind of strange. Like, it's an underwater ravine, but it's an underwater ravine that goes under land. So if you dig down from the land, you'll dig into an underwater ravine. Again, maybe that's useful for you in some way. Maybe you see a grand strategy in that, because that's what Seed Sunday is mostly all about. Helping you find survival seeds that will, again, that can inspire you to make something great, to have fun with the game and do something different, because a lot of people like to start new worlds every week or two. And although that's not what I personally do, I recommend having a big, long-time survival world. If you do like starting new worlds, this one's going to be great because it has so much inspiration for weird different projects. Look at stuff like this, for instance, and tell me there's not something that you're like, yeah, I could do something there. Or look at this and tell me that having a huge water pool ravine under your house can't be used for something, and maybe that is the case for you. But yeah, this seed hopefully gave you some inspiration, like all of the other Seed Sundays do on this channel. If you did or like Seed Sunday, you can like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you do like seeing seeds for Minecraft. If you really likes it, you can share it, or you can hit that notification bell, because that's how you guarantee you'll see more Toy Cat videos every single day on your homepage. Because if you're seeing Toy Cat videos anyway and you're not subscribed to me, you might think, what's the point? But one, I mean, like, gotta help that reach that million, right? Or maybe it's been hit by this has come out. We're super close right now, and that's possible because of people subscribing. But if you mean, like, besides inflating my own ego, it means that you're sending YouTube the message like, yeah, I'd like to see more of that. And hitting the bell is a way to say I'd like to see even more of that, while also getting notifications on every upload. So yeah, with that said, I hope you did all enjoy this video, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.